Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron hitting back at a local newspaper after it published this. This is a cartoon depicting him and what critics are saying is racist. It also appears to mock Christians. In the cartoon published by the Lexington Herald-Leader, Cameron, who is black, is shown with noticeably lighter skin than in real life, wearing what appears to be a Make America Great Again hat backwards. Obviously, color's not an issue. It's in red. He is shown saying that he would let people die if he were governor. During the pandemic, Newsmax has reached out to the Lexington Herald-Leader, which again is the paper who published this, for comment. We have not heard back. So in a tweet, Cameron writes, quote, "Tell me you're a race baiter, a hater of Christians, and a mocker of faith, all in one cartoon. I present Joel Pett, Herald-Leader, as Exhibit A. He is nothing but a mouthpiece for the Democrat Party. Shame on him and the Herald-Leader for allowing this filth," unquote. Again, that's a tweet from the AG. And he joins us now, Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Thank you so much for coming on, AG. I wish we're under different circumstances. Clearly, this is something that you found offensive. Constituents find offensive. I'm sure viewers watching find offensive. Can we get your thoughts on that? I know you're limited to characters sometimes on Twitter, but I give you the floor.
Well, it's absolutely abhorrent, and it's filth, as I noted in my tweet, and it is absurd, and it is a shame and embarrassing for a large newspaper here in Kentucky to run that sort of trash. And Joel Pett has a history of doing this. When I ran for Attorney General in 2019, he had a similar cartoon where he had Donald Trump in a KKK garb and had me dragged behind Donald Trump. It's absolutely ridiculous. The Herald-Leader should be ashamed of itself, and they should get rid of Joel Pett. There are conservatives all across Kentucky that are absolutely just horrified that something like this would run in a newspaper. Not only is it race baiting, it is also mocking Christians. You see the crucifixion occurring in the background, but as if it's some joke. It is absolutely abhorrent. They should fire Joel Pett. The Herald-Leader should be ashamed of itself. Again, this is why conservatives all across this country are fed up with legacy media that does this sort of trash. I'm tired of it. I know conservatives here in Kentucky are tired of it, and they want leadership. And that's why I'm running for governor, because they want a governor who's going to fight back against the far left and these radical people that are trying to take over not only Kentucky, but are trying to take over this country. I hope I've demonstrated over these last 3 years that whether folks disparage me or try to disparage our Christian values or try to race bait, that I'm always going to stand up for Kentucky.
A couple of issues there. I want to get to the race baiting in just a moment because that is a topic. But if we could show the cartoon again really quickly here, and it's something that the AG talked on. The top right, the cross, essentially Jesus, pulling one hand off with a megaphone saying, "Cut." I mean, this goes beyond AG Daniel Cameron. This appears to go against Christianity and faith. Can you talk to me about that? I don't know if you're a faith-based man or not. You can choose to share if you'd like. But this does this cross the line with evangelicals, with Catholics, with people of all faiths?
Well, I absolutely am a Christian, and my wife and I talk all the time about in public life, my identity is still found in Christ, and I am a Christ follower. And that's honestly what incensed me the most about that cartoon. Democrats of the far left will show you who they are and show you how much disdain they have for Christians. And they've done it in this cartoon. Joel Pett and the Herald-Leader have done it. Joel Pett obviously drew this cartoon. The Herald-Leader had a decision to make about whether they were going to publish something like this. And embarrassingly, they chose to publish it, and they have mocked and shown disdain for the majority of Kentuckians and a lot of people across this nation. And again, it is trash, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Joel Pett should be fired. The Herald-Leader should retract this and offer an apology, not to me, but to offer apology to Christians and people of faith all across Kentucky and across this country.
Yeah, it's just tough to look at. Wanted to point one more thing out in terms of race baiting and something that we've seen. This isn't really the first time. Senator Tim Scott, have you been following this in his career in politics here? His Democratic opponent from last year's election, Crystal Matthews, made a racist remark in a fundraising email. We have it. The email read, quote, "After taking the time to watch, I can't help but think, why is Uncle Scott killing the George Floyd Policing Act?" And it's important to note that Matthew claims she didn't sign off on this and later apologized for it. But as someone who's currently running for office, are you worried as the GOP expands in terms of diversity that these remarks would continue to be made? Would they be different if Senator Tim Scott had a D behind his name versus an R? Final thoughts on that?
Well, it is, again, Senator Scott is a friend, and he is a great leader for this country. And it is so disconcerting when you see something like that. But if you're a black conservative in this country, you've come to realize that these sorts of attacks will be thrown at you. And what I have done and what Senator Scott and others have done as well is just stand up to them and fight back and know that we're not going to be silent. We are not going to not stand up for our values. We're going to continue to make sure that we have every opportunity to share our vision for this country. That's why I'm running for governor, because I firmly believe that we need a governor that reflects the values of the men, women, and children of our Commonwealth. I'm not going to let some cartoon in the Herald-Leader or folks on legacy media disparage me and have me hide in a corner. I'm going to fight for our values. I'm going to stand firm for Kentucky.
Again, we have reached out to the Lexington Herald, the publication that put that out. We have not heard back. Attorney General Danny Cameron of Kentucky, thank you for your time. Enjoy your weekend, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.